sure some of you, I'm going to do this in sections right here, so basically I'm going to start at the A bomb site, this bomb site right here. As you can see, there's a couple different ways that terrorists can enter this bomb site. The most common way would be like a normal split with, you know, some people coming out A main right here and some people coming out doors. Sometimes there'll be like a lurker by mid, whatever. But for the most part, as an opper on this side, it's very important. There's two things you got to realize that you need to do 100% is your main job here isn't really to stay alive as long as possible and be hidden. Your main job here is to gain information. So information, the best spot probably for A with an op would probably be around here quad. You want to be able to peek the angles. I would recommend, if you're new to opping this side, have someone with you as backup, so you kind of could like shoot, wait, let him fight. You know, you could, you know, counter flash, whatever. Wait for him to repeat. Wait for your teammate to need help and then repeat, whatever. But when you get a little more advanced on this, your job as an opper on A would probably be to hold it by yourself and allow enough time for the rest of your team to rotate from middle and from B. So when you're the sole opper here, there's a couple different things you could do here. I like to take this pick for most time. This is pretty common. A lot of people, it's called fence here. When you're picking from fence, you have this little angel, and I like to just double zoom on it because it's a pretty easy pixel shot here. You could shoot and then, you know, hit or miss. You know, you have this for cover. Now, you're not just safe here. Once spotted here, you don't want to stay here. You know, you want to always have utility to get out. You know, maybe a smoke, maybe a flash, get out. You know, be able to move around. The key to this, to opping A here, is don't just assume that they're gonna forget about you and fight everyone else. You need to be here. Once you reposition, shoot, reposition. You know, go somewhere else. Shoot, reposition, and keep fighting. Don't just run away. Don't try to like. Don't shoot and try to do this. Like, oh, they're coming. Let me play passive. Don't ever do that. Your job is to get as many kills, and most likely you're gonna die unless you ace. You're not going to help your team by trying to run away and give them the sight, unless the initial setup from the start was you playing kind of passive here and being able to you know, letting them have it, and all of you are playing a full retake, which some teams do. I feel like that's a little more advanced team-wise, and it takes a lot more practice with the team. But for the most part, the quad area is your main area. Something good you could always do too, like after you did an entry, you can jump pit like this. You could spot, once you see that there's someone there, you could do one of these flashes, peek with it. You know, little quick peeks. You don't see anything, you can hold angles, whatever. I like sometimes early on getting my teammate to kind of boost me somewhere. I've had success like in random off angles. By off angles, I mean angles that, you know, as a T-opper, when you come in, you know, these are the angles that every T-opper is gonna check. He's gonna check first this one, then this one, then this one, right? And all these, like, those are the main three angles you check. Usually this is smoked out, so the opper doesn't really, you know, sometimes this angle right here is checkable. But the opper never really comes out looking up like this, ready for this, right? I also check this. When I come in here, I also check for this, for the guy boosting or the guy jump spotting. This is a pretty easy shot to hit, if you know to expect it. But for the most part, as a CT, I've had success literally just, you know, being here like this posted, you know, or here. Or even, and people have had success against me on this boost right here. I'm completely on top of this. You could just post here, hit that entry, fall. That's it. It's so easy, and you're always going to be good for one. When you're getting rushed, your main thing is, you know, flash off, whatever flash you feel is working, and just keep with it. And then remember, don't 100% rely on your op. You shoot, get a kill, miss, whatever, you pull out your pistol, and you start fragging out. You don't just keep forcing an op out, you know. Also, look for the guy that boosts here. You could do something like, you know, you did a kill, there's a smoke there, and you just post up here for a second, you know. There's all kinds of stuff going out. But, like I said, your main job is to, you know, fight them, delay them as long as possible until your team is in position to retake, you know? So, like, I'm telling you, like, realistically, 80% of the time you're going to be killed if they do an A hit, but if you do your job right, your team will win everyone. If you get 1 or 2 or just inflict a lot of damage, it's always good. Couple different angles you could do as well. There's aggro opping. Very early in the round, you could either do this with a flash from a teammate or just by yourself. When you have it, you could come here and post and kill this guy. You know, depending on if you have a fast spawn. Another good thing you could do sometimes is you could take this peek right here, where you literally come here. You don't peek this, so he doesn't know you're there. You get up, and then you peek right into it. So when the operator is peeking, T side, he's zoomed in. He's thinking you're gonna be right here. Sometimes, most of the time, the guy's double zoomed right here. So when out of nowhere you pop out right here on this part of the screen, he has to flick to you. While he's doing that, you could just kill him right away. So that would give you the advantage right there. Another thing I like to do as a aggressive CT setup is I always recommend doing this with a teammate, because doing it alone is kind of like, it's not worth it, because if you get a kill and then get traded right away, and instantly any trade, 1-for-1 trade instantly benefits the terrorists on any map. So you never just want to do a 1-for-1 trade, you know? So what I would like to do here is, like, if I push out, I would like to teammate with me. I come. I don't like to opt this angle. This angle is too random. People can just come out. They come out ready for you, like right here. They come out free fire, right? My thing is, depending on my best spawn too, is I come out and I come out all the way wide and I post up wide. This allows me to have a better shot at them running out, and at the same time, they're not going to expect me right out in the open like this. They're going to expect me there. So most of the time, teams flash and then they come out peeking this way. So again, you know, you kill them, and my thing here is, you know, get a kill, and two things. If you did the kill here instantly, use this wall while your teammate's there, and you can flash out, you know, and get out with your teammate, whatever. Your teammate is job, he'll be here covering you as you run away. So that's what I would say. Like, use this wall for protection. If you don't get a pick here early, and this is something I do very commonly, I actually move all the way up. I start walking up the whole way, checking every angle, I'll go as far as to go all the way out and try to catch a guy by mid, maybe rotating, and then most common, I catch a guy right here boosting, or a guy already up here. So, you know, you get this, whatever, you run away instantly, you're out, that's it. 5v4 your team, you know, in case someone's chasing you, you do that, you're out. A is really, I feel like Cash in general is very op favored. If you have a solid opera on A, you could win a lot of CT rounds if they execute A. Other things, as a rotating dropper, you know, that normal angles, you always want to see this door or come here, catch these off guard. Don't rely too much. This is a very common spot, so I would say, like, when they're running in and executing, you could just do this. You could catch a lot of guys through the smoke running here kind of blind, or they could be jumping on this and you could catch them. But at the same time, remember, it's common, so they will be looking for you sometimes. But for the most part, an opera could probably dominate a couple guys from there anyway. Another good thing I like to do is, like when we said, you know, teams like to do this smoke right here.
Laying down smoke.
Or one of these smokes. It's similar to this. It could be any different variation. I like to do a little something like this. Sometimes I'll come up here and I'll just stay posted on this forklift, you know, whatever. Get a kill. If they're not coming forklift quick, you know, you kind of, as an opera, you want to be kind of posted up here as well. Like for the guy that jumps up on this thing, or a guy that runs through. So it's kind of a good off angle. Another thing I like to do is jump on this and then zoom in, and then I have this angle right here for the door. This is a good way to catch the door guy off guard, because he will not expect you. You could even do it this way. Like I've had success getting kills this way, or just straight up this way. You know, you catch the guy kind of not expecting you to be there, and that's if I'm rotating like from spawn. And the usual setup. This one is very common, but like it's always dominant. If the smoke is up, your job pretty much here would be like, watch the top right here, just zoom in. Don't ever really double zoom, because you want to be able to see everything, but you could watch the guys jumping up on your teammate in there, or you could just kill the guys that run through the smoke here, kill the guy forklift. Common spot would also be for them to be at the very top of that. So, you know, something you could do is you could jump on this ledge right here. You can see over this, and then you can actually see all the way through this, I think. Unless they're completely ducked, but one jump and then you can spot them, call it, and they're pretty much fucked over there. For the most part, that wraps up the A hold, okay? We're moving on to middle.